Sportsman's Adventures with Captain Rick Murphy, presented by Yamaha.
Oh, it's a permit.
Nice little permit. There we go.
Permit. That's what we're talking about, a permito.
I love that incoming tide. I love that incoming.
That's him. That is him. That's
On today's Sportsman's Adventures, we won't have to travel very far to tackle the fish-filled waters of Miami's Government Cut. Captain Rick Murphy and our special guest, Captain Jim Hovalis, take a quick boat ride to spend a cool February day fishing the Cut. Located just off the southern tip of Tony South Beach, Government Cut is a man-made highway for fish moving from the ocean to the inland waters and bays of South Florida. Tarpon, snook, and permit are the main attraction, but keep an eye on your depth finder. And don't overlook the deep rocky bottom in the Cut. The fishing can be off the chart. Captain Jim Hovalis is a Miami native, a fisherman all of his life, and a professional guide for the last 10 years. Captain Jim specializes in light tackle angling in all of the waters of South Florida, and he's especially at home in the fishy waters of Miami's Government Cut.
Go.
there he is.
Maybe a big mangrove.
Man, we've been in here a long time. A lot of years we've been bouncing on the bottom. What do you think it is, Jim? Big
Starting to
snapper?
feel like a mangrove.
Snapple?
Yeah.
That's 12-pound suffix,
Yeah.
just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a big mangrove. That just went from being a mangrove to dinner.
Dinner? There's been some.
You catch 4 of those to go with that. Dang, look at that snapper.
And that's on my dinner rig.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you. Oh, don't let him go over. Jim, when I was fishing back here 20 years ago, let me tell you, we didn't catch a lot that size. And it just goes to show that the rules and the regulations have saved those fish.
Yeah, these
You know?
there's a lot of these in here. And I'm surprised with this high tide coming in that we're getting them. It's been a good outgoing bite.
We're going to let him go right in that.
But
That's going to let him release him
plenty-
right out the
there's been plenty
back
of
door.
those.
That's
Yeah,
the
he got me.
secret live well. That's going to slide right out the back door and right into the...
all right, Jinx is out of the boat.
That's it. Pretty time of the day to catch a fish. It doesn't matter whether it's a tarpon or a big snapper, whatever it is. It doesn't
He's starting to
matter.
run on us here.
Put this plug away so we don't end up wearing it, carrying it to the emergency room.
Yeah, he's staying down, but he.
Wow, maybe it's dinner.
Yeah, that's what it's feeling like.
Look at Maddie coming over here just like you do in the sailfish tournament. He's going to try to mug us in the Cut. That little head shake, maybe
Yeah.
it's a jack or a permit.
Yeah, that's.
Could be a permit. I know they like this. On the incoming tide, back in the old days, I used to catch them.
I know that. Still to this day we do.
That's 12-pound there, Jim.
Yeah. He's trying to run me down that ledge.
Yeah. Let me know if there's something you need me to do with the trolling motor. Oh, he is trying to get you in the ledge. I'm
Yeah.
gonna stay out here.
I think we're
Out
all
on
right.
this edge, right?
Yeah, we'll keep him out.
I got the best seat in the house.
Mine's not too bad.
No, now the Thriller
Yeah.
driving by. Now that's a pretty cool gig right there. You pick them up at Bayside, they get $25 to $40 a person. Oh, you know what? I got the cap, the butt cap, if you want to put that on the
No,
back
it's
side of
fine.
the rod. Just
At this point, I think I got him
we
coming up.
Coming up. Oh, it's either did. Oh, it's a permit.
Nice little permit. There we go.
Permit. That's what we're talking about, a permito.
I love that incoming tide. I love that intro.
That's him. That is him. That's the person.
There we go. Kind of had a feeling that's what he was.
Wow, what a
Didn't
look
want
at
to
that.
jinx it.
Hey, that's 20-year technology, 30-year technology. Bob Stearns, Al Pfluger, when they used to bring those Nile lures in here. And that pink one, the pinkish orange colored one, all it does is make your shrimp look even bigger.
Yeah, it looks like a big old, it's a big silhouette on there. And
Man.
you
You
know
said on this incoming tide we might catch a permit.
Yeah, I've been hoping. This is my first one for the season here. They've been, a couple other guys got them, but that's my first one, so.
Look at that face. That's only a mama can like that cow eye.
Look at that.
Those big lips. Man, what a cool fish. Now, if you ever decide to eat one, this is the size. You get those big 20-pounders, 30-pounders they catch out in the Gulf on those wrecks. Too big. You know?
I grew up learning that they all go back.
That's it.
It's just always been my policy, and that's the way I was taught. And that's my policy. They don't die on my boat.
That's good.
So.
They're lucky.
So.
Let him go. Hey,
Yes, sir.
that's
you,
a
Rick.
way to start the afternoon off. You know, the cool part about fishing here in the Cut, you got millions of people that live right here in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and it's 6:30, or no, 7:30. You can do this after work. You can work till 5 o'clock, have your boat ready, and certainly go grab it, put it in right here at any one of the boat ramps. We put our boat in at Biscayne, over on Key Biscayne on Crandon Park. The boats are safe there. Run right over here to the Cut. You can run up the haul over. You can fish all in the bay. And the cool part about this is that the fish are stacked in here in the months of January, February, March. We catch cobias, we catch tarpon, and we catch permit, groupers, snappers.
If you want to catch dinner, you can do that too.
Yeah.
So.
And you can do it after work. Yeah. That's the cool part. Hey man, let's get back over there and see if we can catch
I'm ready.
another. You got me excited now. Oh, look at the
snapper, baby.
Dang, gumming.
You eating dinner tonight or what?
You are nice.
Off Tampa, Florida, big tarpon thrills. They are the acrobatic stars of salt water. Once they feel the hook in their mouths, they put on a performance never to be forgotten by the sportsmen hanging on and fighting to bring them in. With anywhere from 20 to 75 pounds of fighting fish, it's a battle never won until he's in the boat, and most likely to be lost when close to capture. Here's another strike, and characteristically, the big fish tries to stand on his tail. Every flashing leap is to get into the air where he can shake himself so violently that the hook may be dislodged, and often is. And now in slow motion, the bait can be seen knocked off the hook as the fish leaps clear of the water. It's a great sport.
Sportsman's Adventures is brought to you by Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Florida, the fishing capital of the world. Catch the latest at Rapala. Williamson for the Pelagic Playground. Maverick Boats. Fish the legend. La Jolla Resort, a place for families and fishermen. Minn Kota and by Humminbird.
A lighter, stronger, more fuel-efficient four-stroke. This is the next generation.
Yamaha's new class-leading V6 outboards are lighter, faster, and even more fuel-efficient. With 4.2 liters of wave-crushing power, Rick is even more competitive. Whether Rick's guiding or chasing the next tournament title, Yamaha's next-generation big-bore four-strokes give him everything he expects in an outboard, and then some.
And this changes everything.
I like to pull real slow over the flats.
Nice.
Do I like vertical jigging for tuna? You bet I do.
Sounds exciting.
You ever had a snook head straight up in your mangroves? Did you know that fish don't have eyelids?
Really?
Want to see my trophy room?
Suffix 832, the line that changes the game.
When you think Bay Boat, you think Pathfinder. We launched the Bay Boat Revolution and have been the undisputed leader ever since. Whether tubing with the kids, running into the blue with live wells brimming with bait, or sneaking up on a tournament-winning redfish, Pathfinders deliver without compromise. Still privately owned and operated by people who fish, with a single-minded goal of making the best bay boats even better. Pathfinder, #1 for a reason.
Take the water by storm with Humminbird sonar technology. Choose between 2 high-performance display modes and decide how you read the water with Switchfire sonar. See picture-like images to either side of the boat with side imaging. Or choose down imaging for crystal clear views directly below you. Fish smarter with Switchfire, side imaging, and down imaging. Only from Humminbird. Simply, clearly, better.
Think GPS is just for getting you to the water? Think again. The iPilot wireless GPS trolling system can hold your boat in place like an electronic anchor, record and retrace productive fishing paths, automatically keep you on any bearing you choose, and take total command of speed and steering. iPilot controls your boat with wireless GPS precision so you can focus on fishing. And it's only from Minn Kota.
Government Cut is a man-made shipping channel between Miami Beach and Fisher Island. Opened in 1905, the Cut allows boats and ships of all sizes easy access to the Port of Miami and the historic Miami River. The present-day Miami River is a working river filled with commercial traffic coming and going to and from foreign ports all around the world. This 4-mile waterway that flows right through the heart of downtown Miami connects the Everglades to Biscayne Bay. Before there was a city of Miami, there was the river, and it was a magnet for the area's earliest settlers. Florida's Native Americans were the first to settle here where the river flows into the bay. The river was a natural highway for travel and trade, and the first settlement is located near the mouth of the river and is called the Miami Circle. This historic site is now dwarfed by towering office buildings and tall condominiums. Travel and trade are still the norm along the river, with tugs towing ships sharing the river with commercial fishing boats, delivering their catch to the fish markets along the riverbanks. The fishing industry has always played an important role in the history of Miami, and it still does today.
There we go.
All right. Good job, Jimmy. Good job, buddy. Boy, I tell you, it's so nice when the boats, when you're fishing in Government Cut, they slow down for you and don't wake you.
Every once in a while you get lucky. It's not a general courtesy. This feels like maybe a grouper or something.
You got a grouper on?
That's what I feel.
Probably just got beside you. Way to get down there, man. The key to fishing in the Cut. Oh, look at you, a Nassau grouper.
There you go.
The key to fishing in the Cut is what, Jim? Got to get to the bottom.
You got to be on the bottom.
Yeah.
Got to be on the bottom. Nice. Little. The nice thing about the grouper closure is the groupers of the last couple of years with the grouper closures really, they've got stacked up in here.
Yeah.
I've had 100 fish days, you know, bouncing
on groupers,
bouncing grubs off the bottom, and it's just amazing, you know, blacks, gags, and you know, reds, you know. And that's a really pretty fish there. So
lucky for him.
Yeah, it's his lucky day.
He gets to go back. Let him go, baby.
Yeah.
Need a pliers?
Yeah.
Here. Got some right here. Got him? There we go. Good job, Jim.
All right.
That's a way to start it off.
That's it.
Or end it, whichever way.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, here he is.
There you go,
yes,
Jimmy.
sir. Here we go. Oh.
There's something wrong there when you're real.
Yeah.
Everything's going the wrong way.
I tell you what, let's get out in the middle a little bit. Keep him off that ledge.
I'll punch out with the trolling motor.
I'm just going to be just kind of staying down.
What you got?
Got a little weight to him. Coming up. Yeah, he's coming up.
Got a big grouper?
It's feeling like it.
Permit?
Look at it.
That's the cool thing about fishing Government Cut Miami. You just don't have any idea.
You go through the list of fighting fish before you don't know which one it is until you get them up next to the boat.
Oh, look Look at
mutton
the
snapper, baby.
Dang, Gummit.
You eating dinner tonight or what?
You are. Nice. Ain't nothing like a mutton, as Kenny Harris says, baby. Nice.
Oh,
Don't let him get away,
Before I
Jim.
drop Rick's dinner in the water.
If you let him get away, he's going off with your check.
Okay, there you go.
Nice. You just never know. Good job, Jim.
I knew that was a good one.
I can see the look on the frown on your face. You don't have a good poker face. For a retired cop, you had to give up all those faces.
Oh, there you go. Is that him? Ooh, yeah. Look at that. There he is. There he is.
Whoa. He's big, Jimmy.
There you go. Let's get him. That might be
short pumping.
Wow. He don't want to come up.
I don't think it's a poon. It's a big snapper.
There it is. Oh, big old jack. There you go.
Thought it was a snapper.
Yeah.
You're right. He don't want to come up. Don't cut your hand there. I got it back. Man, that's the cool part about these inlets. You can catch.
The nice part is the early morning shower too.
Now let me ask you, Jimmy, what do you look for when you come in here? You know, I mean, it's a big place, 60 feet deep in the middle, 50 feet deep in the middle. You got edges.
Well,
is there a certain thing? What's the key?
You got to decide what you're going to fish for here and how you're going to fish for them. The cut is 50 feet deep in the middle. Both sides you have channel markers. So you have the red marker on the north side and the green marker on the east side. That's where the cut comes up to about 20 feet, maybe a little shallower, going up to the jetties. The cut edge, where it drops from 15, 20 feet down to 50 feet, is where all these pelagics and all the snappers and the groupers, all the eating fish will stay. 90% of the time when you're bouncing along trying to get tarpon in there, that's when you get your snappers and your groupers. So you're always going to fish the edge while you're tarpon fishing. Now on the other side of that, if you're going to come out here at night, you can fish the bank, get a good outgoing tide, just kind of float a shrimp and run that bank all the way down. So there's a lot, there's not just one technique here. It's not just doing what we're doing today. There's a lot of different techniques. Floating shrimp on the south side, floating crabs on the north side. There's a lot of different things.
Just depends on really what you want to target. As soon as you lift it, I saw that, as soon as you lifted it.
He was sitting down there playing with it a little bit. Never really made a commitment.
And I'm glad I brought you.
The majestic Florida panther, as unique to Florida as the big cypress swamp it calls home. Intense conservation efforts by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, the FWC, working with public and private partners, have pulled the Florida panther back from the brink of extinction. But it's still one of the most endangered animals on the planet. We must continue to conserve and protect this symbol of Florida's strength and resilience. That means funding critical services like health exams and inoculations, tracking studies, rescue and rehabilitation. You can help. Put your money where your heart is by purchasing the Protect the Panther Specialty License Plate. These funds pay for panther research and conservation programs. To learn more, visit myfwc.com/panther and please do it today. Don't let our Florida panther disappear forever.
A lighter, stronger, more fuel-efficient four-stroke. This is the next generation.
Yamaha's new class-leading V6 outboards are lighter, faster, and even more fuel efficient. With 4.2 liters of wave-crushing power, Rick is even more competitive. Whether Rick's guiding or chasing the next tournament title, Yamaha's next-generation big-bore four-strokes give him everything he expects in an outboard, and then some.
And this changes everything.
Well, hey, Dave. You putting on a little weight.
Probably. You know, I've been hitting the frogs pretty hard lately.
You got a punch.
What are you saying?
You chubby.
I'm chubby. No, man, you're chubby. You can put me right back in the water.
Hey, don't get all mad, Dave.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Fish can't say no to a Rapala.
You already know about the La Jolla Resort in Isla Mirada, so let's talk about the La Jolla experience. With an on-site boat ramp, the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic is just minutes away. And when you return from fishing, there's barbecue pits to cook your catch while your family enjoys the pool or one of our new remodeled rooms. This historic resort, the La Jolla, is family owned and operated and has a friendly staff ready to make your La Jolla experience a really great one.
A message from Roland Martin in 5 seconds.
Florida's Go Fishing Auto Tag not only proclaims your love of fishing, but also says that you support the conservation effort throughout Florida. That's not exactly what it said, but make it, oh, without the finger. It's your ticket to quality fishing in Florida.
Okay, well, maybe it wasn't 5 seconds. Put your money where your heart is. Buy a plate today.
At Contender, we've specialized in building high-performance, top-quality, custom-made boats for more than 25 years. Contender has redefined what a fishing boat can be, and we are committed to producing the finest fishing boats in the world. And there has never been a better time to get a great deal on our entire line of Contender boats. Be sure to check out our new generation T models, the 27, 31, and 33, all available with optional forward seating. We're looking forward to welcoming you into the Contender family of boats.
About fishing in these channels, these inlets, is knowing exactly where you are in reference to the bank. We got 25 feet of water over here, drops off with a 25-foot ledge to 50 feet in and out in the middle. And what you're doing is you've been fishing on this edge the whole time.
Yep.
Nice big snapper.
Nice big snapper.
That is really nice. And the cool part about this hummingbird is that it not only does it have down imaging and it has the Starfire type of color traditional graph, but we also have now side imaging.
Which is awesome. Which is awesome.
So you can look out to the side and see exactly where, you know, you're sitting in reference to the bank.
Yeah. These snappers are hanging off like a sand bar that it pushes off there on this incoming water, and all that rip's going through there. And these big snappers like to lay up in there, right in the middle of all the tarpon and everything else.
Boy, he is gonna look good in that 350 degrees of peanut oil. You know? Now, how you gonna prepare him when you get home? Fry him, or?
You know,
you look like you've eaten some fried fish in a day or two. Gonna be snapper? Mama don't peel no shrimp tonight, cause Daddy's coming home with a snapper.
I don't want to say it on TV, but you know what?
Hey,
I gotta cook that one.
Good job, man. Good job. I think so. We're on a Trigger X shrimp. We're out of shrimp now.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this mangrove.
Look at that thing.
Oh, sorry, Jimmy. Sorry.
Size of that son of a gun.
Wow, nice mango, huh?
Yeah. Wow, that's something else right there.
Wow.
Nice fish, Rick.
Not bad for a rubber shrimp.
Yeah.
A Trigger X, man.
You know?
Yeah,
showing
man.
us we're marking them right there.
You know, and what's happening, you know, is these snappers are all picking the shrimp off because they're a little soft and they've died in there and it gets soft. So I just said, you know what? Why don't I just go ahead and get a Trigger X out as a backup. And you know, for 2 years we've been telling everybody watching Sportsman's Adventures is this is the alternative, the bait alternative if you run out of bait. You lifted, I saw that, so you lifted.
He was sitting down there playing with it a little bit. Never really made a commitment.
Man, I'm glad I brought you.
Catching you dinner.
You know, Jim, the cool part about this is it doesn't matter what inlet. There's inlets all down the East Coast, and the same thing applies on the West Coast. Look at the mangrove snapper.
Look at the size of this mangrove snapper.
You know, you can do this any time of the year. You know, we're here in the month of February. Oh, God, another bite. And we're catching snappers. You can, you know, we got jigs. We're using big jumbo shrimps.
Yep.
Oh, God. But the key is that certain times of year, summertime, when the shrimp are small, you can use all those scented plastic shrimps, like the Trigger X or some of the other brands.
Anything, you know, and pilchards, live bait, dead bait, whatever, you know, just you got to get to the bottom. And there's so many fish down here that that a guy can come out here and catch dinner, and then just even if the weather's miserable. If the wind's out of the west during the wintertime, you can't get out to the patch reefs or anything, the place is fishable.
When it comes to fishing, Miami has a legendary reputation, both inshore and offshore. On today's adventure, we prove that the fishing is also pretty darn good in between the inshore and the offshore. Thanks, Rick, and thanks, Jim, and Miami's Government Cut for another great Sportsman's Adventure. Check out the Sportsman's Adventures website at www.sportsmansadventures.com. Coming up next week on Sportsman's Adventures with Captain Rick Murphy.
That's it, reel the leader right up in there, very good. Oh, that's all right, keep reeling. That's all right, keep reeling.
That's TV.
Go around the front, go around the front.
Sportsman's Adventures was brought to you by Contender Boats. Performance through innovation. Costa Del Mar, see what's out there. Trigger X, trigger the bite. Ameritrail, custom trailer manufacturers. Suffix Lines, the world's most hardcore fishing line. And by Flying Fish, custom designs by a fisherman for fishermen.